We barely got the question out.
Like Aldean told me, he is the audio video guy. He would fix anything at his house instead of calling somebody.
Aldean will?
Oh boy. Whatever Jason Aldean is selling, Kane Brown isn't buying. If you're kind of here for country boys telling stories on one another, then stay close because Kane, who is typically really respectful of his older peers, is about to dispute some nonsense. I'm Billy Dukes, and this all started in the strangest of places. There is a country artist out there who we'll definitely name in a moment that says despite his status as one of the biggest hitmakers in Nashville, he still mows his own yard with a push mower. He also weeds, trims, blows, all of it. So a while back, Taste of Country Nights host Evan Paul asked Jason Aldean what his DIY specialty was. In fairness to Aldean, he admitted he can't even build a birdhouse, but he'll tinker.
No, but like if something like breaks, like a little thing, like under the sink, like are you going to Home Depot or is there what kind of projects are we talking?
I'm like an audio video guy. So like if anything like TV wise or like sound systems or anything like that kind of go out, that's kind of where I jump in and I'm like I can fix this quicker than I can have somebody else get out here and do it, you know. So I'm more of that guy.
Typical guy thing, right? Especially someone who's a gamer, which as it turns out, Aldean is. Thumbs up this video if you appreciate Jason's honesty. We tried to ask Kane the same thing, but didn't even get to it.
Aldean said he's the audio video guy.
Hell no, he lying to you. He's lying.
Tap subscribe if you love these one-of-a-kind artist interviews, because it's kind of what we do here. Some important context. Kane and Jason are actually really good friends, so take what he's saying as two buddies jabbing one another, not the start of some epic feud. Okay, Kane, continue.
I have a friend. My friend hooked him up with a computer, and he called him the other day. I ain't seen Aldean online in a minute, and I was playing with my buddy, and Aldean called him, and he's just a regular dude that he's not like, I don't know how to explain this, but he's like in our friend group because of gaming.
Okay.
Aldean called him. I said, bro, I interviewed him. I said, how does that feel? Aldean calling your cell phone to ask you to fix his gaming setup.
Our sources actually tell us that Jason may have invited that regular Joe kind of friend out to set it up for him. And in this case, our source is Kane. Yeah, Kane Brown told us that.
Yeah, he might be able to plug an HDMI cord in the back of the TV. I'll say that. I'm calling you out, Aldean.
The full interview with Kane will be available at the Taste of Country Nights On Demand podcast on February 24th. His song One Mississippi is racing up the charts, but he's ready with his next single. He stopped short of telling us what it was with certainty, but did say it's the one that he and his team were in total agreement on. Our vote is for Whiskey Sour, which features Natalie Stovall from Runaway June on the fiddle. Let Team Kane know in the comment section below if you want that as well. It is a mood. One last clip from this interview before we reveal who mows his own lawn. Kane talked about a few other artists when asked about what his fitness goals were. You may have heard, but he's put on 21 pounds of muscle since the pandemic started. He's not even close to where he wants to be.
Tim McGraw, Tim's ripped.
All right.
Tim is ripped. And he's smaller than me. And then, there's a couple people that I've seen that's ripped. Granger's, of course. There's a couple more people though. There's a lot of people in shape in country music. I'm trying to be my security guard.
You get that kind of muscle by eating right and doing squats and arm curls. Although pushing a lawnmower over an acre in a Nashville July will tone you up. That's what Dan Smyers of Dan and Shay does. Quote, it's like 8 or 9 hours to mow the dang yard, he told Taste of Country Nights last summer. He adds that he's too cheap to buy a riding mower, so he still uses the $200 mower he picked up at Sears years ago. It gets the job done, he says. Hey, we're not judging, but somewhere some neighborhood kid is ticked that he can't get that job. I'm Billy Dukes for Taste of Country. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing.